What do you think a 16-month-old baby can do independently? Do laundry or wash the dishes? Maybe that's what Kristel Candelario thought while leaving such a young baby at home. Let's get into the details of this unbelievable and disgusting incident. The quiet peace of Cleveland's night was broken by the haunting cries of a young child named Jalen. In the silence of the night, the toddling lass sent out heart-wrenching pleas for help, yet there was no one to answer her call. While the city's residents slumbered, Jalen's mother, Kristel Candelario, was far away, enjoying a 10-day summer adventure. In an unthinkable act, she had left little Jalen alone in a playpen, her only companions a few bottles of milk, the authorities revealed. A doorbell camera belonging to a neighbor, a tragic testament to the child's suffering, caught the piercing screams of the 16-month-old. Notably, at one point, at the hour of 1 a.m., a whole 2 days subsequent to the departure of her mother. Candelario, however, was blissfully unaware of her daughter's plight as she relished the sun and sand in far-off Puerto Rico in the company of a male friend. Her travel itinerary also included a stop in Detroit. It was only when she returned home on the 16th of June of the previous year, after approximately 10 days of absence, that she was greeted by the devastating reality of her daughter's demise. Candelario admitted her guilt to a single charge of heightened murder and another charge involving child endangerment. On her judgment day, professional medical examiner Elizabeth Mooney provided some insight to a courtroom in Cleveland about how young children feel the most intense sense of separation anxiety between the ages of 9 and 18 months. Elizabeth recalled the unimaginably painful final days of Jalen, navigating through not just hours, not just days, but potentially an entire week of intense pain and suffering is what she went through, Mooney stated, her voice quivering with emotion. The constant feeling of being left alone added to the extreme pain of hunger and intense thirst creates a type of suffering that I think none of us could possibly begin to understand. As the gavel fell, marking the end of a gruesome case, the conviction of Candelario to a lifetime behind bars brought a sad conclusion to what many involved called the most chilling crime they've ever been party to. Every step of the way, countless men and women in uniform, like Cleveland's police sergeant, Teresa Gomez, battled their own emotions as they were faced with the abhorrent condition of the infant girl involved. Gomez put it plainly during the sentencing, "This case, it's etched in our brains and our hearts, and it's not something we'll forget, ever." Displaying a chilling piece of evidence, Assistant Prosecutor Anna Faraglia of Cuyahoga County played surveillance footage of the accused, the mother herself, dragging her suitcase to her vehicle on June 6, 2023, only to return 10 days later. It was minutes after her arrival that Candelario dialed those 3 life-changing digits. 911. The sobs and pleas for help heard in the 911 tape echoed through the courtroom. "Please, I'm begging for your help," she cried out. "My little girl, she's dying." The accused had done her best to disguise the terrible situation, dressing her daughter Jalen in fresh clothes before help arrived. However, the clean clothes couldn't mask the horrifying experiences the little girl had been subjected to, and Candelario's story began to break down. In a display of gross neglect, Faraglia shared that Jalen was discovered lying on a mattress soiled with urine and feces. "Even animals take better care of their young," she bitterly remarked. Jalen was found in a disturbingly undernourished state. Her eyes had sunk into her skull, her lips were cracked and dry, and filth was lodged under her fingernails and in her mouth. Shockingly, she was 7 pounds lighter than just 2 months earlier at her last visit to a doctor. Taking the floor with a heartfelt plea, the parents of Candelario humbly requested the court's compassion. As the words flowed from a well-rehearsed statement, her mother, Ketty Torres, painted a vivid picture of the health battles her daughter had braved. With an array of challenges on her plate, including the invisible yet significant burden of mental health issues and frequent and disorienting fainting spells, Ketty spoke of a life marked by struggle. She revealed how Candelario's decision to stop her medication only served to deepen her depression and anxiety. This, she indicated, significantly hampered her daughter's capacity to exercise sound judgment. With a hint of regret in her voice, Torres iterated that the family had remained oblivious to the unfolding crisis. Sadly, Candelario did not have the luxury of a peaceful life because she was caught in the never-ending cycle of work. No one ever foresaw that her silent suffering would culminate in such a heartbreaking tragedy. As we stand here today, we hold our dear Jalen, our precious angel, close in our hearts. Your memory, like a sweet melody, continues to resonate within us. You are remembered, cherished, and dearly missed. In her turn to address the judge, Candelario opened up about her emotional state. She stated that she found solace in prayer, seeking forgiveness daily. With an air of conviction in her voice, she added that she believed both God and Jalen, the aggrieved party, had found it in their hearts to pardon her. Attempting to provide some context but not excuses for her behavior, she stated, "I don't intend to justify my actions. However, I was shouldered with an unknown and unseen burden. The level of suffering I was going through and the battles I was fighting were known to no one." On February 22, 2024, Candelario willingly conceded her guilt, a part of an arrangement that potentially saw her receiving a life sentence with no prospect of release. The agreement also included the decision by prosecutors to drop an associated felonious assault charge. After the court session, a statement was issued by Michael O'Malley, Cleveland's prosecutor. He did not mince words when he belittled Candelario's actions, which he described as selfishness beyond understanding, in taking away the life of young Jalen. According to O'Malley, this action significantly brought down the bar of responsible parenthood. It was a statement that not only showed his aversion to the incident, but also acted as an awakening call to society about the importance of dutiful and caring parenthood. So what do you guys think should be the appropriate punishment for this crime? Do you think there should be more awareness and support for mental health struggles, especially among parents? Let us know your thoughts in the comment below.